imagine if you had the ability to take one look at somebody, and when you look at them, you see a bunch of pop-ups appear around them that showcases what their ex-romantic partners say about them. For instance, either saying that they're abusive, they are a drunk, they're a Casanova, maybe they're a great lover, whatever the case may be. Imagine if you were given the ability to know how someone is before you decide to engage with them, before you decide to get into a romantic relationship with them. That is what this series is about. That is what X-Love Review is about. And when I saw this, when I saw the main character, what she looked like, I saw the overall premise and how it started, I instantly was like, this is going to be a very good read. Especially when I saw stuff like this that made me absolutely laugh. Like, just look at this. Like, this is a review that she saw, by the way, about this individual here. Apparently, this is one of his preferences, which is... So she's able to, like, see the preferences of the person, and it just, like... You gotta imagine, if you were given the ability to see the reviews of a said person, like what their ex-romantic partners say, you know you're gonna probably see some very freaky and weird stuff. Like, some very weirdo type stuff, because it's like, after this scene, after this happens, and she's just like in absolute horror, she looks at her female coworker, and she basically reads her reviews, and this is what is said. 10 times in one day is too much. She just can't be satisfied, I'm afraid. Every single night. 10 times. Bro, she is a succubus. So, like, when you got stuff like this going on, it's just, you're gonna see some very bizarre out there stuff, like too much information, so to speak. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's talk about this, where the series starts in the very beginning, how we got to this point. Let's get all into that. So, first off, if you're someone that loves slice of life, romance, instantly, you're gonna fall in love with this. As someone that is a connoisseur of romance stories, that loves good romance, loves good slice of life, you're gonna love this. So far, it has no annoying cliches. Like, typically when you think of like annoying cliches in romance, you know, usually it's like there is something that appears just to cause drama for the sake of causing drama, and it's really annoying because obviously it doesn't make any sense in a realistic environment. But that's not the case with X-Love Review. It has a very organic flow to its story, its romance, its character interactions. It's a really enjoyable experience, and I have loved what I've read of it thus far. Now, where the story actually begins with Chapter 1, we come to find out that our main female character is someone that is really unlucky with any partner she gets with. For instance, she is someone that gets with an individual that is just nothing but red flags. Or in this case, she might be considered the red flag, because every time she gets with someone, something really bad happens in the relationship. Either a partner is abusive, or a partner is someone that just wants to use her for her money. A lot of things like that. There's literally an example, literally at the end of Chapter 1, where this guy here, this is the actual boyfriend that she was with, he slaps her so hard that she falls down some stairs and she winds up in the hospital, and he's sitting here acting like everything's a-okay. Oh, you know, you don't need to break up with me or anything like that. And she basically dumps him. And as things escalate with this, you know, now ex-boyfriend, you know, eventually he tries to ruin her relationship or her reputation, and she actually goes to his acting career where he's trying to be an actor, and she pretty much exposes him for who he is, how he's abusive, how he has many exes that's been abused by him as well, and he pretty much loses any, I guess, ability to ever actually be an actor in the industry. So it's a little bit more of a revenge little subplot that happened here. But basically, thanks to the ability to see the X reviews on individuals, she was able to find out what her actual ex-boyfriend was like and be able to actually stop it from happening again. So there's a lot of layers to this, the way the abilities are being used, but basically our main female character is someone that wants a romantic relationship. She desperately wants a healthy relationship, not a toxic one, but every time she engages with someone, she gets misused and used as a person for her money, her good looks, whatever it may be, and she is just taken advantage of from the very beginning, and it's a very sad situation, and you can't help but just feel bad for her as you continue to read the story, which is what really kept me pushing to read all the chapters, is just to see if she could actually find a little bit of happiness in her life, which gets into the next part of the story. She happens upon our main male character, which is someone that has a 1-star rating above his head. Now, I've neglected to talk about this, but basically her ex-boyfriend that, you know, slapped her and made her fall downstairs, he has a 2-star rating. You can literally see it right above his head. But this guy here that enters her life, he has literally a half-star rating. Very horrendous. It is not a good rating. And basically, there's a lot of reviews about him. She tries to go through them, seeing what's being said here, and there's just so much to go through. But she can't find an actual reason to why he's a terrible person, and more or less, it just seems like he's just with a lot of people. And it seems like maybe he might be a cheater or whatever, but from what she's seen, it doesn't actually necessarily seem to be the case. Or at least, he seems to be a very nice person. And that's where the story gets very interesting. You're left wondering, is he a weirdo? Is there something wrong with him? Well, you get to chapter 7, and you see how he's apparently stalking her. He is stalking her photos, he's leaving likes on her photos, he's circling stuff about her. You know, it looks like he's more or less very interested in her as a person, so it's just like, is this something shady? Is this because he has feelings for her? You don't really know. But the point is that, she is gaining interest for the guy, but she realizes that she should probably avoid him because of the half star, but every time she interacts with him, it seems like he's a good guy, so what's really going on there? So there's always this, like, constant tension between the characters, between, you know, this main male character and main female character, and how, like, is he hiding anything? Is he an actual stalker? Is he a bad person? Is he someone that just has really bad reviews because maybe he just wasn't compatible with them? There's a lot of things, and we have seen examples, brief examples, that maybe some of the reviews could be potentially wrong or not wrong. It just depends on circumstances, and I think in general, that's what makes this series so engaging, because there's a lot of mystery around him, despite obviously the ability of our main female character being able to see reviews about people, kind of making their past very transparent to her, which also adds an extra nice, unique layer of drama, because with any slice of life, with any romance story, there has to be drama. There has to be. You have to add a layer of drama to mix things up, to make things a little bit more engaging, because obviously life can't just be always, you know, happy and roses and pretty colors. There has to be doom and gloom sometimes. So, I like how the layer of drama could be added in, especially with the reviews that come into play, because it means that, you know, there could be extra depth to the character. Like, she can't be, like, hit from the side and, like, be like, oh, crap, I didn't know about this. I didn't know about this person and what they were into. She'll know about it, but how she engages with that and how she interacts with the said people is what will change her perspective on reality, but also how she views the people around her, even her friends as well. She'll realize that the people she hangs out with might not be maybe good people or even bad people. It just depends. So I like that. Like I said, the series has a lot of uniqueness to it. That's why I sat down and started reading it, and I really cannot recommend X Love Review enough. If you are interested in reading this, I highly recommend you checking it out. I'll have a link in the description for it. It's completely free. You don't have to, like, you know, pay or do anything like that. You just literally, you click on the link in the description. It'll take you here, and you'll be able to read the chapters for yourself. So, yeah, just like I said, if you're interested, if you like a good romance, you like a good drama, you like some uniqueness to some of the drama in romance, here you go. It's definitely something I've been using to fill the hole in my heart that my dress-up darling left behind, and that's just my full recommendation to it, because I know there's a lot of people that watch my channel that loves romance. Here you go. Here's a good recommendation from me. But I'll leave it at that, though. Thank you so much for watching. May all of you have a fantastic day or night wherever you live. Be safe, stay healthy. Chibi out.